Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you were new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, I've been doing a series on Sunday school, like CCD is what we call it, but people can call it Sunday school, or it's religious training. And the crushes on the boys that I'd had there, considering it was more than half my life ago, why do I care? Well, if you guys hear anything weird first in the background, I'm my cats. I think somebody's thinking thoughts I used to think about that Mitch guy, but we're gonna say here. So guys, if you guys don't know, there were several sets of cousins I went to CCD with, my own friend included, and his cousin, which we will never do a video on because I'm still in contact with that family, and I'm not. And then there is the iconic cousins that I spent my whole youth lusting over. Yeah, the term my late family would call it. Over Kyle and Mitchell. We'll make sure to say correct cousins because there's like 3 or 4. I think there's 4 sets of cousins that went to CCD with us where I liked one or both of them. Okay, guys, I was 12 to 13 at the latest, so, and I was like 6 at the earliest. So I had met, well, Kyle's a little different. I met him in kindergarten. We went to kindergarten together. So I guess I stutter if you guys are new here. I get excited and I stutter. I met him in kindergarten, but I didn't become in his class until 1st grade. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Mitchell's handsomer, but we're not gonna go down that route. And by the way, my boyfriend is aware of. I just texted him. Yes, he's aware of. He's actually friends with Kyle, and his cousin's friends with Mitchell from that era. And my cousin's actually friends with my boyfriend's cousin and Mitchell. So everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows. So if anyone comes to me and be like, we'll tell, like, we know. Everybody knows. Everyone knows I used to like Mitch. Everybody knows it. My boyfriend doesn't care. Nobody gives a crap. His cousin barely remembers me. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay, guys. So anyway, Kyle was in kindergarten with me, and well, he's cute. He looks like my other friend I have, who looks very similar to Kyle. But we're all one big friend group, and so guys, I want to do a CCD reunion. So I met him before CCD, and then I believe by 5th grade he came to CCD. I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for you guys who have hearing, like, who have sensory disorders as myself. I said one of you guys, you might be hearing some screaming. I think somebody's heat, and it happens. We actually have an appointment to get her fixed, but I don't like hearing animals cry. It makes me feel bad. In fact, they're my friends. Like, I owe them happiness. I owe them kindness. And I'm like, I don't owe nobody nothing. Nobody owes me nothing. Like, what about I owe the cats happiness and kindness? They're my friends. They've been my therapist through this entire thing again with Kyle and Mitchell, and the cats are who I talk to about it when I feel bad or I feel weird or I just feel like I just need somebody to hug. And of course, my own boyfriend and his cousin. So, no, I've gotten this question prior times. So I'm going to answer on this video. Did I at one point have a crush on my current boyfriend's cousin? No, this is not my type. He was never, I'm not going to say his name, he was never my type. Like, I even said that to my boyfriend, like, your cousin's not my type. Never was. But anyway, back to my friend, Kyle, who was my friend. I consider we were sort of friends. We never really hung out, like, outside of school. But we did talk a little bit on the phone, and he would tell me things that Kyle was up to without realizing. He's Kyle, guys. He would tell me things that Mitchell was up to without realizing that I was stoned in love with Mitchell. And I like Kyle too. Like, I liked both of them. I will say I did like Mitchell more. Mitchell is more mature. Mitchell is a little bit older. He's a little more mature. I think he's like 6 months to a year older. Actually, I think he's quite a bit older. But he's friends with my current boyfriend's cousin, so I don't want to be caused in any family dramas because both sets of boys are friends with each other, and I don't want to be causing any dramas. So anyway, Kyle's a nice boy. Like, we used to talk on the phone a little bit. We were just platonic friendship, nothing ever romantic between us. We just talk, and he would say, he talked to my current boyfriend. I'm like, sure, yeah, I talk to my guy. I would talk. And nobody judged me. Do I think the mom and his No, they're no. His, I think, if I remember right, guys, because I think how people are cousins. I'm pretty sure with Kyle and Mitchell, their dads are brothers. It's opposite. Yeah, their dads are brothers. So they're the same last name and everything. So their dads are brothers. So their moms were talking. I was in one of their moms used to have conversations about me. Remember, like I said, I was not in a bad way. I was friends with Kyle since kindergarten, so I sat next to Kyle and stuff like that in class, and I can still tell you things he did in like kindergarten. And, like, God, how can I remember that? Like, and then first grade and second grade, we went because he was in the same class as me and my current boyfriend. So we were in the same class, all of us together with another girl who came in. Sorry guys, I have an itch pop on that picking. In second grade, we were all friends. We were like a little clique, a little circle because a clique is 3. And then my friend went off to Catholic school, and then public again. And then I went off to charter school. And then my mom informed me because they did not want to frighten me because, like I said, guys, I don't care for change. I will, if anything too dramatic happens, teen me would bust out crying. Like, she did not care. She did not want it. She couldn't handle it. She didn't like change. I still don't like change. Like, I still have nightmares from change to my current situation where I'm like, no. So my mom called me and said, honey, guess what? I got a call from, I don't remember Kyle's mom's name. Mrs. what her name is. I was like, you did? She said, yeah. She said, we just wanted to let you know before you, so you don't get upset. Because they didn't know how I was going to react because I didn't see my friend in so long. They just assumed I'd be happy, and I was. She said, Kyle is going to be joining you in CCD next year. I was so happy. I was like, really? Fortunately, he was quite a grade ahead of me. I think I said him and his cousin, their grades didn't mix up somehow, whatever. And then the next year they came along and said, I want to let you know your friend, he's joining, his cousin's joining you, and his brother's going to be there, like a whole bunch of them. So you don't be afraid. You know, his cousin's not. And I've heard of Mitchell, but I wasn't really sure. I always got the opinion Mitchell hated me from, like, very young age. I always thought that Mitch doesn't like me. Simple as Mitch. He does not like me. Like I said in the video about Mitchell, I always thought Mitchell hated my guts. I don't know what it was. It was something about him. I thought he didn't like me. Oh, and by the way, this where I'm calling him by the wrong name, I did the same thing to my boyfriend's cousin, too, because I couldn't pronounce his name. His name is very close, similar to pronounce to a different name. It's more popular. So I did the same thing to him. So I do want to say I don't blame Mitchell for being upset when I called him Michael, because I did the same thing to my boyfriend's cousin. I just couldn't pronounce his name. So I would just call him the name that was closest to his name, because I couldn't say, and now I can perfectly say his name fine, but I'm not going to say it in here for his own protection. He's a grown man with his own life. I'm not bringing him into it. I'm not bringing in my boyfriend's cousin into a conversation that he don't belong into. Alright. So anyway, so it was the same thing. I had trouble pronouncing Mitchell's name, so I always called him Michael. Plus, I think I legitimately thought it was Michael, and then I just couldn't pronounce Mitchell, so very well. I was 12, and I have speech problems. If you guys are new here, I have speech issues. And I talk fast, so when I say something, it can completely sound opposite. Don't actually say things. Anyway, I got a call saying that Mitchell would be joining us in CCD, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I come in and there's a couple new boys, and I'm like, okay, so one's boyfriend's cousin and the other's Mitchell. Let's see which one's which. I was talking to him, and I'm like, okay, well, he's future boyfriend's cousin. He's not my type. He's cute, but he's not my type. Like, whatever. And the other one, I took one look at him and went, who are you? And I walked right up to him and said, I'm Borkson, and who are you? And he's like, he's Mitchell. And I'm like, he said, oh, he said, I wanted to let you know I'm Kyle's cousin. So no, you don't like change. And I was like, yeah, I'm Kyle's friend. He was like, okay, sorry, you seem nice. And I was always right up in his groove, like. And I really wasn't really hanging around with Kyle so much as I became, if you all know it, obsessed with Mitchell, to the point where I didn't say this in the character crush. I'm sorry, I'm saying character crush in the crush for Mitchell video because I just didn't think of it. You know the song "Papa Don't Preach." When I heard that song, I was coming out of CCD, and my dad had it on the radio. He thought he was such a cool dad. I mean, this guy was 91, trying to be the cool dad. Yes, he was almost 60 when I was born. That's why I say my 91-year-old dad. Sorry, guys, something just flashed. People go, what, Borkson? Like, my dad was almost 60 when I was born. 50, almost 58. No, he was he was 50. He was a month short of 58. So my dad was technically 57 when I was born, like a month from 58. So he was trying to be a cool dad. He had Madonna playing. I'm like, Dad, like Madonna would have been like 20 years sooner. Or, yeah, because this is 90. This was 2004, and his Papa Don't Preach playing. And I turn to him and say, Hey, Dad, with not knowing what the song truly meant, that she's a teen girl having a baby outside of wedlock, and she doesn't. It's her father not to unlove her and not to feel bad. I just thought it was about a girl having a baby. So I turned to my dad, and I'm like, mind you guys, I'm 12, and I'm like, Dad, you know what? This is what? I said, I'm going to play a song for you when I end up telling you I'm having Mitchell's baby. And my dad went, What'd you just say? I mean, I'm 12, mind you. He went, Okay, honey, like, whatever. Guys, you know what's funny? When I actually did want to have a baby, that was exact. I said, you know what? Little girl me who loved Mitchell, she wanted to sing that song for Dad. I thought, so you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do when and if I ever find I'm having my first baby. But unfortunately, my father has passed away since then. So I figured if that would occur, what I'm going to do, one of two things. I'm going to go to his grave and play it, or I'm going to play it to his picture as I'm singing Papa Don't Preach. Especially if it ends up being Mitchell. Oh my goodness gracious, that would be insanity. That would be. Oh, by the way, my brother, when I have brothers, by the way, guys, one of my brothers even told me, like, do not marry Kyle. Do not marry Mitchell. Because if you marry Kyle, you're always going to lust after Mitchell. If you marry Mitchell, you're going to always go lust after Kyle. Like, it's going to be weird. But I was still friends with them. My mom didn't really care for those two boys. She was like, you're just playing to play games with those two boys. My parents used to have conversations. Guys, we're going to do a whole video about Mitchell and Kyle combined. Oh, boy. Because it's, until I got my boyfriend, it was still going on. So, sure. Sorry, guys. I'm always smelling. I have an issue like scratching and sniffing it. I have not having that OCD back. So anyway, so yeah, Kyle's a nice boy. I hear he's single still, and like I said, he's friends with my current boyfriend, and they're like, they talk on the phone and stuff. My boyfriend is long distance, but he's still friends with Kyle, and he's still friends with Kyle's cousin. So they're like, we're all a cute little group still. Anyway, I used to try to talk to Kyle to get him to get me hooked up with my boyfriend, which did that on my own thanks to Facebook. So yeah, I don't blame the moms. The moms were gathering some conversations about me because hello, okay, if you guys don't know, that's in here. The apples in my cheeks. I like the apples in my cheeks to hit my glasses. When I see me smiling or making weird faces, it's a tick. So anyway, guys, yeah. So bottom line is, I'm happy with my boyfriend's friend. I will not be going after Kyle or Mitchell or my boyfriend's cousin. That's just inappropriate. Like I always say, I did not have a crush on my boyfriend's cousin. But Mitchell started that rumor in high. Another reason I should dislike Mitchell. He started that in middle school. He started telling everybody, Borks and likes insert his name. And I was like, I do not. Like, why does everybody think that? Nobody thinks it. Just Mitchell. But it's okay. Okay, guys. So if you guys want to hear more like crushes from youth, I know it's silly to talk about this in my 30s, but guys, also remember autistics. We tend to dwell on the past. We tend to remember things more vividly than stronger and weirder than other people do. And all my friends, we all right now are all into like our middle school crushes. So it's kind of like, and all of them are single. So none of us ain't gonna get them. And I'm dating mine. So. Okay, guys, so if you guys want to hear more about these two cousins, because I've been infatuated with them like I did when I was 12, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for post notifications. Remember, every time I upload, and I want to say right now, if I hear anything about cousin swapping, anything like that, I will be blocking and reporting you. Just keep that in mind. Any comments about my feet, or if I'm messing with all 4 cousins, you will be getting blocked and reported. Because, and if this video goes to heaven, Mom and Dad, ha 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 ha, you thought I was got a guy over 20 years ago, ha 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 ha. Yeah, my parents were like, this boy's weird. And my parents actually having a conversation. I don't know if it was in this video or in the one with Mitchell. I said my parents had a conversation, went to bed, they thought I was sleeping one night. And they were like, we gotta get Borkson away from Mitchell and Kyle. This is really, really weird. We don't know, which one does she like? My mom said, well, I'm pretty sure she likes Kyle. My dad was like, it sounds like she likes Mitchell because she played this song and told me it's what she wants to sing when she wants to have his baby. I was 12. So cute. I was so cute. I was 12. Okay, guys. I know my nails don't look cute. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Bye bye.